Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A for April. If you would like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmlade and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. So first of all, I just wanted to quickly update you guys with something that I just want to change on my YouTube channel. It's not mega, it's just a reduction of vlogs. Instead of doing 3 vlogs and 1 Q&A a month, I'm going to be doing 1 vlog and 1 Q&A a month because I mentioned a little while ago that I didn't want this channel to become vloggy and sometimes I feel like I tend to go through periods of time where I look back over my video content on this channel and I see that there's like so many vlogs, which isn't a bad thing. I've been doing them for almost 5 years now, weekly, and not a lot of music. So I kind of want to just change it up a little bit and make sure that when I am connecting with you and talking to you in a vlog, I want to be talking to you about the things that are, you know, about my music and things that are interesting, and not just like turning the camera on and being like, it shouldn't make too much of a difference. My vlogs don't get an awful lot of views anyway. I don't care about that because the people that do view them, we're connecting, I'm connecting to you right now, and that's why I do the vlogs. I do enjoy doing them and it does feel like I can continue to connect with you, but just about more interesting things and not me blathering on about, you know, just random things that aren't really relevant to anything. So that's just a little update before I jump into the Q&A. So question number 1 is from Anonymous. What if the only way not to feel bad is to stop feeling anything at all forever? That sounds horrible. Wouldn't you hate to not feel anything forever and just be numb? That actually makes me think of someone that I know who is on medication that I think makes them feel very numb, and I wouldn't give up my feelings for the world, and I don't really talk about it a lot. I don't think actually I've ever spoken about it, but I've had lots of issues with anxiety and things like that in the past. Most of us do. Usually I've noticed that there's like a pattern. Usually when you get kind of like mid-20s, you start to experience anxiety. It can hit you at any time. For me, it was round about my mid-20s, and it hit me really, really bad, and I was trying to get the word right because it's not arachnophobia, although I do have a fear of spiders. But I had agoraphobia for 2 years. I didn't leave the house. I was a complete hermit, like a complete recluse, and it was a really, really, really bad time, and I had 6 sessions with a therapist whose name was Sarah, and she was absolutely incredible. She refused to give me medication. I remember in one of my sessions I walked in and I was at the sort of stage with my anxieties and that where I didn't, you know, like, even doesn't matter how hot you are, you don't take your coat off. Like, I was one of those people. I left my coat on, and I remember sitting there and I was so hot, but I didn't want to take my coat off. It was like a security thing. And I just sat in the chair and I said to her, I can't deal with these feelings. Please give me something. Give me some kind of medication to make me feel less. And she never ever did. She kept telling me to push through, and that medication doesn't fix those feelings and the uncomfortability of them. So I had 6 sessions with her, and she was really good, and she gave me all the tools that I needed to kind of work with the bad feelings, the uncomfortable feelings. And that's one thing that I took away from my sessions with her when I was having all the anxiety and the panic attacks and the agoraphobia and stuff, was that you shouldn't ever really try and get rid of it. You shouldn't ever really try and push against those feelings, because the more you push, the more it's going to push back. You have to accept that it is a part of your personality. It makes you you, And as soon as you start to walk hand in hand with anxiety and panic attacks and understand that they're a part of you and they are going to happen and you are going to feel that way at times, it becomes easier to let it happen. When it does happen, when you start to feel a bit anxious or you feel a bit uncomfortable or a bit weird, let the feelings happen and accept that that's just, it's fine. And you're going to feel uncomfortable for a while, but it's a part of you and it's a part of what makes you you. And learning that and accepting that, learning to accept anxiety, you don't fix these things, you don't push them away and never think about them or fear them. As soon as you start to embrace them and accept the feelings, then it becomes a lot easier, trust me. If you're going through some hard times with how you feel with anxiety, or it's stopping you from doing things that you want to do that you wish you could be doing, just accept them and don't be afraid to talk about them. It's endearing to talk to people about how you feel. People, if people don't want to hear it, they're not nice people, trust me. People will listen to you and will connect to you, with you, so much more readily and easily if you share how you feel with them. So no, let's not get rid of feelings forever. That's not a good thing. That's not the way to manage feelings at all. Do you wish to be something a little bit more? Sorry, my drink just went down the wrong hole. It's not that I want to be something more. I want my voice to be something more. Like, I'd love it if my voice could do things that I've been trying to get it to do for donkeys, but it won't. But in regards to like me being something more, I don't think so. I'm quite happy with where I'm at in life and who I am. This question is from Adam Darlington. Who's your go-to band or artist when you can't decide on something to listen to? So usually it's something like System of a Down, which I find I never really get bored of listening to them. I can put them on and enjoy everything that I'm hearing. Or, like lately, it has been Limp Bizkit. I do love a bit of Limp Bizkit. I don't know what it is about their music, but I can continue to listen to it. Because there's other like styles of music that I might enjoy getting into, like dubstep or like K-pop and stuff, but I can only listen to like little amounts of it before I start to think, oh my god, I'm turning into this genre of music, I need to listen to something different. But right now it would probably be like System of a Down and Limp Bizkit, my go-to. What makes you different from others? This is like a proper psychological scoop, isn't it, this Q&A? What makes you different from others? I don't know. I tend to think that I am very, very empathetic, in the sense that, like, too much. Like, I don't want to be that empathetic. And it can be quite frustrating at times when you can't switch it off. Like, I might find that I don't watch the news. I've mentioned this before. I don't watch the news because it affects me mentally. Like, I can't sit there, even just to watch like political updates, you know, when they're just rah 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 back at each other, mentally affects me, and I can't watch it because it's frustrating, and it affects what I do. It affects my voice and it affects singing. So I tend to try and stay away from things that affect me in a negative way. I think sometimes I think like way too much about what other people are thinking. I think it's called fortune telling, where you just, is it fortune telling? Where you kind of predict what someone else is going to be thinking about you. And sometimes I, you know, get it so bad and I just think, oh, I wish I could switch that off. I wish I could be like other people that I know that don't worry about what people think about them, or get upset about watching the news, or get like way too emotional when they're reading a story or whatever. So I think maybe being too empathetic makes me slightly different from others. Do you prefer the beach or the sea? This is also from Adam Darlington. I'm not really a beachy person. I know I go to Mallorca most years. We're not going to go this year, but and it is nice to get the sun. But I'm not the kind of, I can't sit out in the sun for too long. My dad and Ian absolutely love it. They'll sit there and roast away, but I just can't do it. And I used to really enjoy going in the sea until I got bit by, well, not bitten, they don't bite, but I got I got stung by a jellyfish last time I went, and it's kind of put me off swimming in the sea now. I mean, not all seas, because not all seas have jellyfish. But next time I go to Mallorca, I'm probably going to be a bit more reserved about going in the sea, which is annoying. Do you watch HBO shows, also from Adam Darlington? Yeah, I do. I mean, off the top of my head, I think the only HBO show I can think of is True Blood, right? I watched all of that, but I don't really pay attention to which show is HBO or not. Your favourite pickup line from Adam Darlington? Oh no, please don't do this to me. I'm like so awkward when it comes to things like that. I have no idea what a good pickup line would be. Like, I already feel awkward. Adam Darlington, you've made this awkward. I don't even know any pickup lines, and I don't think I've ever had a pickup line used on me before. Someone's asked me if they could buy me a drink once before, but I was in a relationship with Ian and it was awkward. So I was like, no, and they were like, you sure? And I'm like, I don't want one, I don't want a drink. How do I make it not awkward? I'm not good with just stuff like that. I'm really not good with it. Okay, let's not talk about it anymore, please. Wie verbringst du E-Mail-Fahrt? That doesn't sound great. Translate. Let's see what I've typed in. Transskate. How do you spend Ascension? I don't know what you mean. What's Ascension? Is it a game? The A was capital. I literally have no idea. Are you playing Kingdom Come Deliverance from QQQQQ942? I had to Google it because I didn't know what it was, and I feel like maybe you asked me this question a little while ago, and I feel like I may have already answered it in the Q&A. Like, is this fun? But I don't know what it is. It looks good. It's apparently, did it say it was an MMO? It's an action role-playing video game, an RPG. But no, I'm not, to answer your question. What do you prefer, giving questions or answers on Ask FM? Well, I don't ask the questions. You ask me the question and I give you my answer. So I prefer giving my answer, although I enjoy reading your questions equally as much. And let's end the Q&A with a very intriguing question. It's not question actually, but anyone to he friends, I'm boy. If anyone knows the answer to that question, leave it in the comments below. And if you want to ask me a question like that, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade, where you can do so. Have a wonderful week, everyone. I need to check my planner to see when the next weekly vlog will be, but it will probably be in a fortnight. So have a wonderful couple of weeks, and I will see you again soon. Bye!